and the delineations of nation. I mean, really, what does that, because a nation happens to coincide with ethnic groups sometimes, but what
Often, yeah.
binds a nation is that government authority, that you are all victims of the same state, and
But
that's a
do you want
shitty thing.
open borders? You sound like the type of
No,
person
no,
who's,
no, no,
you're
no,
like,
no. I
oh, what's
want
the
no, no.
what's this, what's that? I don't want a bunch of Sudanese people coming here, raping our women. I don't want a bunch of Chinese people coming here buying all of our property. I don't want a bunch of different types of people coming here based on the fact of, one, the pattern of that group's behavior, and two, how it affects the people here. Like, I want to be safe, and I think
Well, so
so what are you about?
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
a bit confused about the borders with you because of the
If
whole,
if, if
let's all just become beige. Yeah.
if I may put you on the spot, I think you're actually displaying a much more dangerous pattern of behavior, or justification for a much more dangerous pattern of behavior than anything you mentioned.
I'm going on statistical
No, no,
averages. I'm
no.
not going
What
on.
no, no. What you're displaying is the desire to control other people's property, and really,
Oh,
what this
well,
comes
no,
down
I
to.
don't want anyone. Well, I might have, maybe that I did that by implication. I didn't mean it. I just
Well, no,
want
you
people.
you
I
do.
want people to be happy in their space.
Okay. Well, that's different, but that's not what you said, and that's not what
What
the
did I say?
position. Well, that's not what the position of government borders implies. Let me finish, because I don't remember
Okay,
the
go ahead.
exact
Sorry,
wording.
I keep
But no,
interrupting you.
no, 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 it's okay. This is a really important topic, because I'm not for open borders or closed borders, because the
Okay.
question there is one of central planning. It's accepting that government should set movement policy, or that government borders are legitimate movement limitations. And they're not legitimate borders. The only legitimate borders are private property borders. And it's like, what is private property? And so what you were displaying there, and maybe I misunderstood you specifically, but when you're saying, I don't
Maybe
want
I
people
divided.
in this area, you're having this arrogance of a central planner, like a socialist, saying, I get to decide who gets to live in all of this area. Like, look, I own my 10
I
acres
do
here in
as an
Arizona.
Australian. I absolutely do as an Australian. I think that's true.
But you don't have the right to control people's property other than your own. You don't have a right to tell
I agree
me.
with, but don't I have a right to know? Don't I have a right to make sure that no one comes into this house? 45 people I don't know come into this house and make a mess. Don't I
Yes, your
have the right to
house.
be like,
Yes,
stay out? Yes.
yes,
So
your
why can't we
house.
apply that logic and that same logic to the nation and country you've been born and raised in?
Well,
I don't want to.
that's because that's the exact definition of
But
socialism.
No.
You're taking
Socialism is something different. Think of Jonestown.
no, 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 no.
Jonestown.
So no, socialism is an economic system based on communal ownership. You are setting within this government area a concept of communal ownership that says we as a society as a whole get to decide who goes in and out. So what I'm saying, let me finish this example with my property. I own my land. I have a right to invite anybody from anywhere on earth onto my land. And you don't have a right to stop them from going from their land or wherever they are as a guest to my land. The only right that you have is to decide who goes on and off your own property. Now, if you create a bigger voluntary commune, like I said, if you want to be socialist within this capitalist ethical, well, it sounds like you want to be a border socialist. You want a large community.
I don't want any part of that term associated with me.
Well, tough shit. That's what you're advocating for. You're advocating for border socialism. You're advocating for government borders having more significance than private property borders. And it's a really sad thing to point out that, for most conservatives.
I don't mind. Well, by the way, I didn't say I was a conservative.
In the bigger picture, and maybe this is more in American politics, but it really is a tragedy in American politics that conservatives have been fooled into thinking they're not socialists. Conservative the
On some
definition
level, perhaps some are. Like you're pointing out something right now that does bother me, and I need to think on it and expand on it a bit more. But
So
I didn't know. It's a good thing you pointed out. And thank you for that.
That's
I'm not going to.
that's a beautiful attitude.